Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and another comic book review. Today I wanted to share with you one of the most important character arcs in all of comics. It comes in the form of Batman issue number 251, The Joker's Five-Way Revenge. One of my favorite issues in the entire Batman run, this issue is significant for a few reasons. One, after a 4-year absence, his last appearance coming in the late 1960s in Justice League of America number 77, the Joker is back, and this issue returns him to his violent, murderous roots from the early Golden Age. In the later Golden Age years, he was reduced to a prankster, nothing very menacing or worrisome, sort of a joke really. The Silver Age saw the Joker pretty much absent, except for a few scarce appearances. Second, Issue 251 is not only a return of the Joker, the psychopath we've all come to know and expect and love in our Batman stories, but also a return of Batman's rogues gallery, starting with his arch nemesis, something Batman calls the Joker in this very issue. And 3, the idea that the Joker was kept at a hospital for the criminally insane is introduced here. Although the name Arkham is not used, the concept of the asylum is present. Arkham would be officially named in Batman issue number 258, just 7 issues following this one. Now, Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams may be my favorite writer-artist combination, especially when talking about Batman books. For sure, Adams' style is the most iconic rendering of the Dark Knight and the Bat's biggest enemies. And Denny O'Neil's narrative talent has always included current events, trends, and issues to keep the Batman fresh and relevant in the minds of the readers. So it's only fitting that these two, in September of 1973, would be the duo that resurrects the Joker and begins his elevation to one of the faces on the Mount Rushmore of pop culture villainy. Now, our story begins with Commissioner Gordon and the Batman investigating a crime scene. Philly Jack Barton, a former member of the Joker's crew before he was betrayed by one of them and sent to prison, is dead. He is found with a permanent smile on his face. The Batman understands that his old foe has returned and deduces that he must be looking for revenge against whichever member of his gang turned on him. To make sure he gets that revenge, he's just going to kill all of them, regardless. The Batman makes his way to Packy White, former Joker muscle man and former light heavyweight boxer at a shabby gym where the old man works and still trains. He playfully gets into it with Batman as they talk about how Packy should place himself under police protection. But Packy is a little stubborn, and after some persuasion in the form of sparring, Packy agrees. But first he takes a drink of water from the gym's community water bucket. He immediately succumbs to Joker toxin and dies. Round 1 goes to the Joker. The next panel gives us our first look at the man himself in all his new glory, as the Joker visits Albie, another former associate, at Albie's Fleabag motel room. They share a laugh, and the Joker offers him a cigar as they seemingly celebrate their reunion. Albie jokes that it must be one of the Joker's famous exploding cigars, good for a fright and laugh, but harmless. But Albie does not realize this is a new Joker, one who does not value life or possess the emotional depth of empathy and compassion or even guilt. The Joker leaves this confident Albie, confident that he has survived his encounter with his old boss. However, this is short-lived. The cigar is an exploding cigar, but this one is lined with nitroglycerin, and it takes out the entire motel floor. Round 2 goes to the Joker. Hearing about Albie's fate on the police scanner, the Batman makes his way to the last known address of Bigger Melvin, the 4th former crew member. Unfortunately, Bigger Melvin thinks the Batman is there to arrest him for a separate crime. He's ignorant to his pending fate. He runs, but he cannot outsmart the Bat, who catches him with ease. Melvin agrees to go with the Batman, but first he must get his personal effects from his home. And as the Batman enters Melvin's home to ensure it is clear of any Joker threat, Melvin turns on him and knocks the Bat unconscious from behind. Melvin then enters his own bedroom to get some items, only to realize that he is still not alone. He turns around to see the Joker waiting for him. The Batman awakes and, although groggy, searches Melvin's home. He finds Melvin hanging from the ceiling, and he then realizes that the Joker never left. He's been waiting for the Bat to awake, only to hit the Bat over the head and kick him in the face, kicking him back to unconsciousness. And as the Bat lies prone, the Joker gives us a little bit of the self-psychology we're all too familiar with. He will not kill the Batman like this, because there's just no fun in it. This is not a grand drama or elaborate scheme. It would be anticlimactic. So the Joker leaves the Batman and makes his escape. Round 3 goes to the Joker. When the Batman comes to, he realizes that the Joker's been making him look like a fool. His last chance is Bing Hooley, now an old man in a convalescent home run by nuns. The Batman is determined to make it to him first, but again, he learns he is steps behind his arch nemesis. Bing Hooley left in the morning with a Mr. Genesius. The name Genesius is the name of the patron saint for actors and comedians. In other words, jokers. The Batman realizes that Bing has been gone since before the first murder, and that he's been making mistakes all along. In a moment of reflection, the Batman wipes away some of the dirt left by the Joker's heel after he kicked him in the face. The dirt is actually sand mixed with crude petroleum. Now, I told you earlier that O'Neill and Adams were concerned with the issues of the day, and in the 70s, other than the war, the other big issue was the environment. This plot twist involved the backstory of an oil spill in Gotham Harbor, and the oil had reached the beaches. Therefore, the Batman is able to deduce that the Joker is somewhere near or on the beach. What better place to start than an abandoned and shut down aquarium? The Bat enters without stealth. He wants the confrontation, and he gets it quickly as the Joker emerges from behind the glass tanks. For those of you who are fans of the Batman animated television show, this third act will remind you of the third act of The Laughing Fish, because it was taken from this issue. The Joker reveals to the Batman that he already has Bing tied to a wheelchair and suspended above a tank with a man-eating shark inside. The Joker tells the Batman that he found the shark sick on the beach from the oil, so he decided to help it. Because you see, in the 70s, even the Joker was not as evil as Big Oil. And besides, according to the Joker, the shark and he have so much in common. Just look at those smiles. The Joker offers Batman a trade. He lets Bing go if the Batman takes his place. The Batman agrees and is shackled and thrown into the shark tank. The Joker, announcing that he is a liar, then throws Bing in for good measure. The Batman wrestles the shark and is able to break the glass, freeing himself and Bing. And although he is exhausted from the ordeal, he tries to catch up with an escaping Joker, but the Batman is too weak to do so. It looks as if the Joker will escape him once again. But fate intervenes. The Joker slips in a puddle of spilt oil on the beach, taking a tumble and allowing the Batman to catch him. After a couple of punches, the Joker is defeated and the Batman does something that is sometimes rare for him. He cracks a joke at the Joker's expense. The punchline being that the Batman is grateful for the pollution because it allowed him to catch his arch nemesis. And with that, the story ends with the Joker being let off to prison. And here is where it began. The Joker, our Joker, was finally here, and nothing in the world of the Batman or Detective Comics would ever be the same again. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, check out my other recaps of the current Cobra Commander series from Image and my comic book playlist. I'll see you next Tuesday for another comic book recap, and from south of the border, I'm still your reluctant gringo. Salud, and al huevo.